All right, so here we are. First person with Rocky. What does 811 cover? What do they don't? So I generally tell people look for meters because 811 is going to mark what they own or what the public utility owns. So let's take power. It's Central Lincoln PUD here. So they're going to mark the line that they own, and they're not going to mark anything beyond that. So you can see this line comes overhead. And I'm always telling people, watch for meters, meters, meters. Comes underground. Don't get busy. To their secondary. And there's their meter, right? There's their meter. So in this case, and there's the name on their meter, they're going to mark all the way up to the meter. Now this pipe would be private, but it's just going right into the home. So if you had a problem with your line, or if you're wondering what 811 would mark, they're going to mark up to that meter. Now, this gets fun. So we're going to go yard hopping. And if we go to the next unit over here, and Nick, you can either cut this out or not. It's up to you guys. Whoop. Yard hopping. So here's the next one. Now, here's your panels. So for phone, that's what I would consider your meter. But here's power. Now, there's no meter. That's your first clue it's private. There's no meter. So we go meter hunting. It's a thing, meter hunting. Right, so we go to the next home. Oh, look. Yep. There's your cable box, right? There's your phone. That would be your quote unquote meter for your phone. That makes sense. Ooh, no meter. See? Everything else is labeled. Channel Corporation, right? See, they've got their emblem there. So we got to go meter hunting. So I already know that's private because there's no meter. Same thing. That's what we would consider the meter is for the phone, right? But if we come around here for the power, no meter. Let's go meter hunting. Ah, there they all are. Right there on the pole. See that? Even labeled 2, 3, 4, 5. So, primary lines coming down from the pole to the meter. And then from the bottom of that meter, it's private. So the first home we were at, the meter was on the house. So they're going to mark all the way to the house. The second place that we're at, the meter is on the pole. So they're not going to mark the power at this last run because the meter is on the pole. Now, watch this. Let's go figure out the next row. So we follow our overhead line, right? There's our power. It's coming down. Ooh, well, look at there, Skippy. There's no meter. Past the water meter. Notice the water guy stopped at the water meter. So, now what we do is we go meter hunting. So if we walk over here, we should. Ooh, gotta love backyard stuff. Find meters. See? Meter. Central Lincoln. Meter. So they mark all the way up to the meters, right? But the line coming out of the meter to the home, they don't mark. So what the power guy's trying to tell you by his red dots is it's not in the dig area here. At this one, they marked. And it runs all the way to, see there, the meters. The meters. Now one thing I want to show you This is a public meter. See that? It's got the owner's name right on it. It's even got a little lock. So that's the point where it goes from public to private. Some people occasionally do have private meters. And what you'll notice, like this one is a private meter. It just says, what is that? Halia Meter Company. So it doesn't have the owner's name on it. So that would be a private meter. So sometimes you run into that and they look a little bit different. So the answer to your question is 811 is going to mark what they own up to their connection box, up to their meters. So think meter. So this row was marked by the power company, but the other row was not marked by the power company. Well, it wasn't that they were trying to be mean or do a bad job. It's that they didn't own that line. They only own this one. So when you're walking out job sites or you're calling 811 and you're trying to figure out, well, man, what are they going to mark? Look for their meters. Okay? They'll mark right up to that meter and they won't mark beyond. If that meter's on the side of the house, they're going to mark all the way to the side of the house. If that meter's on the pole, they're going to mark all the way to the pole, which isn't very far. Same thing with water. They're going to mark up to the water meter. Same thing with gas. They're going to mark up to the gas meter. So let's look for meters, and anything coming out of the back side of that is going to be considered private. Thank you.